insightful lectures entitled Satan's Co-Investment, Part 1 of 3 on Between Master and Disciples, given in English on July 31st, 2021.
Hey, greetings to all of you in God's love. This is Radio CHINGHAI, the best we can arrange at the moment by all means. I will read you a story so that you know that I still think of you. I'm working for you and with you. It's just that this is the best I can do already. Better than nothing, huh? Besides, if you don't see me, maybe you can listen with more concentration. I turn off some of the machines so that the voice can become clearer. I'm still alone and in that 2x4 room, and this is the best I can do. I will read you the story because stories are always nice to hear, interesting, catch our attention, and it has always some moral to take away. This story is also in the same book, the Jewish folklore stories. Now, I try to translate as best as I can, yeah? This story is called... Oh man, I need my glasses. One moment. I get my glasses out. I do have nostalgia for the time when I was safe and sound. More safe and sound than now. When I was younger, there was more energy and I felt nothing to worry about. Nowadays, I worry about many things. I have to take care of my own safety. That's the worst thing that could happen. I'm not afraid. I just have to take care of myself so that I can continue my work. This story is called Satan's Co-Investment. Long time ago, there was a man who ran away from his wife because he was probably afraid of her. So Satan somehow bumped into him and asked him, "Where are you going?" He said, "Oh, I have to escape from my wife." So Satan said, "Oh, me too. Huh? Oh, okay, we both should go together to another area. And then we can invest together in some business. First of all, in that new area, I will possess the king's daughter, the princess. Yes. And control her in different ways. And then make her sick. After all, the best, the most famous doctors in that area cannot cure her. Then you will appear. You will introduce yourself as a very, very extraordinary medical doctor. And then you have to ask for a lot of reward, like a lot of money, a lot of gold, and all the precious stuff. And then after that, we will divide the loot 50-50. Yeah. So the man who escaped from the wife nodded his head in agreement. Then Satan and this henpecked man, a man who was afraid of his wife, both of them went to another country, perhaps. After that, after they arrived, Satan really possessed the king's daughter, the princess, and made her become like stupid and crazy. After all the most famous and best medical doctors could not cure her sickness, then the co-investor went in the court of the king and said to the king, "Your Majesty, I am the doctor who is specialized in this kind of mental sickness. If you promise to give me a lot of reward with all the precious things like gold, silver in a big sum, I will heal your daughter." And the king said, "If you cannot, then what will happen?" The man said, "Okay, at that time you can just chop my head off." So the king was very convinced. He said, "Okay, that is good, very good." And then after that, the king already gave him a lot of money and precious metals like gold, silver, and stuff like that, according to his request. But with the condition that within 3 days, he has to cure the sickness of the princess. So that guy immediately told Satan, okay, now you can get out of the princess's body because we are very rich already. Satan said, no, I won't do that. But after 3 days, everyone gathered inside the court of the king still did not see that the princess has improved. So the man said to the king, please give me 3 more days. All the officials of the king's court agreed. Now he came and talked to Satan one more time. He said, now you have to get out of the princess's body immediately. Otherwise you'll be in trouble. But Satan did not want to go out of the princess's being. So after those 3 days, all the officials came back to the court and saw that nothing improved with the princess's situation. So they wanted to kill him immediately, right there. So he immediately begged them and told them, oh, please, 3 more days. If this time I cannot, then you just chop my head then. I cannot go anywhere. So, okay, well, there's no choice, so they agreed to that. The king also has to agree to that. But after these 3 days, Satan still didn't want to get out of the princess's body. So now the man came to the king and said then, Your Majesty, please, can you order all of your soldiers in the whole country from everywhere to come here. And then every one of them, you tell them they have to blow very loud their trumpets. If anyone doesn't have a trumpet, then tell them just scream as loud as they can. So the king had no other choice, so he did what the so-called charlatan requested. And then the whole army from everywhere within the whole country came into the capital, next to the court of the king. And then all of them either blowing loudly on the trumpet or screaming loudly, yelling loudly. They did all what they could, made very, very loud noises and very frightening kinds of sounds and noise and very, very, very incredibly frightening. Then Satan, kind of shaken, came and asked his co-investing person, my friend, can you tell me how come there's so much noise everywhere, so frightening sounds like that? So the man said, hey, you don't know? It's your wife. She brought the whole army here, chasing after you, wanting to hunt you down. Oh, after hearing that, Satan jumped over the window and ran away. Can you believe that? Even Satan is afraid of his wife. No wonder many men on our planet have the same problem. Lucky that Satan can escape, and this man also could run away. Many cannot, because they are bound by different conditions, like children, or a house mortgage together, or the same bank account, that they cannot do anything. If they left, they would have nothing at all. The house is in the wife's name, the bank is in both names. He cannot take money out without her permission, etc., and children and business and together. It's very difficult to cut it off like that. So people sometimes they stay together, not because they're still in love, but they are bound hand and foot. It's a pity. Imagine people even have many wives. Wow, what a very unwise decision to put yourself into that position. Now, are you happy that you don't have any wife? No woman controls your life. I mean the in-house people. No husband, no wife, so you are free. At least you're free every day. You do your job and then you rest when it's time. You go meditate when it's time. You eat when you're hungry. Your life is better than mine, although I don't have any wife. The thing is, if you are with someone, unless that someone is truly one with you, it's very difficult to enjoy your life. Yeah. Husband and wife are supposed to be very close, tight friends and helping each other. But it's not always the case, and it brings a lot of sorrow and tears, and sometimes affects the children, the family, the business, and even the country and the world. Many stories I read sometimes somewhere, some stories I read before that some people are frustrated with the wife or frustrated with the one-sided love, so they went out and make war. They went out and invaded another country just to vent out their frustration or anger. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible like that. I even heard that the General de Gaulle, the hero of France, was very afraid of his wife. But it's only a rumor. I have never met them. So I don't guarantee, but it is printed. It's printed openly. It's not like a secret gossip. Now you are not here with me, or we're not connected through the internet, so you cannot ask me any questions. It was just a story, okay? Yes. There was a story also in China. There was one very famous and powerful general of the whole China. But it's a known fact that he's very, very scared of his wife. She treated him like dirt, or like a servant, or anything she wanted. So all of his other colleagues or subordinates feel very sorry for him. So they advise him first, why don't you bring the whole of your army to your house? So let her see how powerful you are and how everybody obeys your command, how you are a man of might. So that she will be scared and she won't harass you any longer. So the general felt, oh, it's a good idea, huh? Yes, of course, I'm a powerful general, mighty one. Why should I be afraid of her? Okay, so he gathered all his army men, came in front of his house, all over in the garden, everywhere, many kilometers long, powerful, in a position of ready to fight. And then he knocked at the door. He called his wife to come out. His wife came out, saw the whole army everywhere. And you know how she reacted. She yelled at the general, saying, what? What now? What kind of theater are you making again today? Huh? Is it some new theater? Huh? Some silly game of yours? Tell them to back off right away, or else. Oh. So the general said, okay, please calm down. I just wanted them to come here just to, like when some VIP came to a country, and that country will arrange for the army to show off in certain way, biểu diễn binh. Yeah, just to make an array of the army in different formations and different positions, different kinds of walking and all that. Very, very beautiful. Yeah. Or in unison. Yeah. This is for show. It's not like in the combat. But this is like the unified kind of power together, all the soldiers marching in the same way. Very beautiful also. So he said he wanted to demonstrate for her to enjoy. That's it. And then he ordered all his army to quietly, go home, go back to where they were. Originally, the plan was different, but he was too scared of his wife when she came out and roared like a lion. Scare him to death, Scare him so much. Then he was shaking in front of her and said, no, it's okay. I tell him to go. It was just for you to look, to enjoy. So in China, this story is called The Lion's Roar of Hở, Sư tử Hà Đông. The Lion's Roar of Hở. Yeah, it's a very famous story. I wonder if it's a true story or not. But anyway, it's similar to this story, so by the way, I tell you. This story is not only about Satan, huh? Maybe the moral of it is that you should check out your partner before you want to cooperate with him or her to make a business. Because some people might not be as honest as we think they are. Sometimes outside they look very sweet and kind and gentle and honest, but inside it's different. It happened to me also many times. Yeah, including spiritual robbery and all kinds of stuff. Because some people think that whatever initiation I gave you, it looks like outside only. It's not the inside. And all they have to do is just learn the outside things, and then they can do the same. It's not like that. It's not like that. You have to have the power inside to help the people you want to initiate. Otherwise, both of you will be in trouble because Maya will control you and control your so-called initiated people and make you do bad things. Make your mind not pure, make your heart not clean, and then you will fall. And every day he will control you. You know, the force of the negative will control you. And even if you do good things, it's only for his credit. Because you don't do it with love. You do it just like blackmailing people so that people come and follow you with that motive. Or people will thank you, people will respect you, worship you, and all that stuff. All these kinds of things, the mind will trick you to do it, to think about such things like that, and to have such a mentality. This is all the Maya doing. Even if you do charity, the merit is only within the 3 worlds, and you will be bound by it. You will never get away from the circle of life and death and karma. Not to talk about the people that you are so-called leading. You lead them to fall. You lead them into the pit. You should never do business with Maya. That's why in the old time, not many masters would give people initiation at random. They would test, they would check every aspect of that person before they give initiation. Very rare they just do it. Because sometimes you will bring trouble for yourself. The evidence is with the Buddha, Devadatta, his cousin, because he trusted his cousin. He thought, cousin, you know, so he gave him initiation or something. Later he came out, Devadatta, with jealousy with the Buddha, trying to kill the Buddha, all kinds of things that he did, and defaming the Buddha and claiming every credit for himself. He has also his so-called disciples and monks and all that, so teaching nonsense, or copying or stealing the teaching of the Buddha and making it his own. Like he's the one who knows all that, all this, but in fact he knows nothing because he's not the Buddha. He's just working for Maya, for the devil, so that he can get fame and gain and all that. You know, people, they do that. That's why when Milarepa wanted to leave, his master told him, go to the mountain somewhere, be alone, meditate. Don't bother teaching the worldly people because they all want just material things. It was correct so, but nevertheless, Milarepa also taught somebody, I guess. So one of his disciples even poisoned him to death. Many instances, if I wasn't lucky, I would not have escaped death also. I guess heaven still wants me around to do some more work, but not without suffering, not without trouble every day. If I wanted to tell you all the suffering I have endured and all the trouble that was heaped upon me ever since I took over this job, it would fill many books. It would be more than suspense movies. Yeah, you would be too scared to even want to proclaim yourself a master, even if you want to. I don't know, maybe I should, but I just, one after another, then I try to forget and I don't really remember too much detail. And it happened too much and too many decades already. I can't even remember them all. And I don't want to remember. I don't have even the mood to write down or to tell you all this stuff. I never wanted to. But maybe it's good for people to understand what it means to really be a true master, not just a copycat